feel like I just got my second wind. Howdy everyone, welcome back to Wobble Enjoy Sports. If you're new around here, hope I can get you to consider to like the content and subscribe to the channel. But if you are a regular around these here parts, thank you very much for the continuous support. 2025 NRLW season kicks off tomorrow night. Without further ado, let's get stuck straight into the tips. And round number one, game number one is Cronulla Sharks versus the Parramatta Eels. Coming into the game, it is the Cronulla Sharks who are $1.37 favourites. The Parramatta Eels, they are $3.10 outsiders. The beaten grand finalists are still in the frame. They are still very much in the premiership window frame. And the Parramatta Eels were arguably the surprise packet of 2024 under coach Steve Georgalis. They were a very tough team to combat and only just missed out on the top four last season with some blueprints to try and get into the top six for 2025. So I'm going to go through every single name in every single team this weekend. It's going to be fascinating to see. This is my fresh reaction to all of the teams. I haven't seen them all, and they were released last night. It's going to be interesting to see how it all shapes up. So, at fullback, we've got Emma Veron, formerly known as Emma Tonegado, Cassie Staples, and Georgia Ravix. Anessa Biddle and Tiana Penatani-Gray are in the centres. The halves combination, a new look halves combination. Georgia Hanaway is at 5'8", and Shante Kirioratu is in at halfback. Shante Kirioratu has come down from the Gold Coast Titans, but is also coming off of an ACL injury. So she is a very nice talent, but coming off of an ACL, she might be a little bit rusty, more than others, I should say. So she'll be a bit of a patient watch, I think. Even though there's only 11 rounds this season, she'll be a very interesting but patient watch. Georgia Hanaway, she might run away with the Dalium this season. She is a very talented young half. That back line already is elite. That is top. That is S tier for sure. The forward pack, Ellie Johnston, Quincy Dodd, and Jacinta Carter gets the start. She represented the Queensland under-19 side in 2023, maybe 2024, and she's also come down from the Newcastle Knights, so she is a new recruit. The back row for them, Tale Holmes, Rhiannon Byers, and Brooke Anderson. Loved the work of Brooke Anderson last season. The interchange for them, Nakia Davis-Welsh, Jadika Tafua, Manalita Takapatolo, and Philomena Hennessy already. So those three of those names are names I don't think I've seen before. If they were floating around last year, I don't remember. I apologise. Definitely remember Miss Davis-Welsh for sure, 100%. So that interchange bench will be a close watch to try and get familiar with. Now going to the Parramatta Eels, Abby Church, Zali Faye, and Martha Mataele are the back three. The centres, Lindsay Tui and Rory Owen. The halves combination is Cassie Tohi Hiku and Rachel Pearson. Tohi Hiku definitely improved, and it'll be a good watch to see if she does improve from her season from last year. The forward pack, Elsie Albert, Ruben Cherrington, and Brianna Eels are the starting front row. Ruben Cherrington did an awful injury, I think, at the start of the 2024 season. I think it was against the North Queensland Cowboys, actually. So she plays her first bit of NRLW in a year. And then the back row is Chloe Jackson, Paige Travis, and River Lee Arlo. So Chloe Jackson, I think she was my pick, or at least my second pick, to be Rookie of the Year last year. So that's an exciting name, actually, to remember that she's going to be thereabouts this year. And then the interchange, Tonika Todd Hunter, Rishay Fa'amasuli, Ruby Jean Kennard Ellis, and Fleur Jin. That is the interchange. I think Miss Fleur Jin was an under-19s representative, actually, this year. So all right then. But look, that Cronulla Sharks lineup, despite a couple of tinkers here and there. They're probably third in the premiership market, I would suggest. The new halves combination is definitely going to be the key to victory, the key to their season. I think Sharks fans should probably just be a little bit patient with the way how that combination works itself out, but it will because both those players individually are fantastic and are the future, stars of the future for sure. So I'm going to go with Cronulla Sharks to win this game 1-12 in what could be a bit of a smash mouth affair on Thursday night from Shark Park. The second game of round number 1 emanates from Accor Stadium on Friday afternoon, approximately 5:40. It is the new kids on the block, one of the two new kids on the block, the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs versus the Newcastle Knights. The Newcastle Knights are $1.60, whereas the Bulldogs find themselves at $2.30. That's I thought maybe the Bulldogs would be a little bit bigger than that. Let's get stuck into their team. Now, first of all, though, they had, I can't remember the name, but they had a coach, and about 8 weeks ago, they had to parachute Braden Villiamy in to be the NRLW head coach. So I don't know a lot of people don't know how the Bulldogs are going to be based off of a new coach being parachuted in only 6 to 8 weeks ago when they had a head coach for the first 3 months of the competition sort of thing. So, I wonder what kind of philosophies have changed and dynamics and what have you. So, but let's go into the Bulldogs team list, the first ever NRLW Bulldogs team list. And Andy Robinson is the fullback for the Bulldogs. She has come from Cronulla. Bridget Hoy and Adi Vani Bulecki is the other winger. Miss Bridget Hoy made her NRLW debut for the Brisbane Broncos last season, and this Miss Bulecki is a new name to me. So welcome to first grade, I think. The centres, Semina Lokotui and Moana Courtney are the centres, and the halves, Ashley Quinlan and Taylor Preston. Taylor Preston, another one coming from Cronulla, and Ash Quinlan coming up from the Canberra Raiders. I think that is a pretty decent halves pairing, actually. Hopefully they can hit the ground running. The forward pack, Miss Angelina Tiakaranga Katoa and Tegan Dimmick are starting front rowers. You could do a hell of a lot worse, couldn't you? Ebony Pryor, who's come from the West Tigers. And then, watch this space. It's got second rower of the year written all over it. Alexis Tawaniai, Letitia Smith, and Holly Wheeler as well. So Miss Tawaniai has come from the Dragons, Holly Wheeler from Cronulla, Letitia Smith or Smythe. Oh, I can't remember. I apologise, but Miss Tawaniai, goddamn, that's a good signing. But so is Tiakaranga Katoa for sure. The interchange for them in jersey number 14. Just hang on a second. Jesus. Shaquela Mahakitau Monshao. Miss Mahakitau Monshao is in jersey number 14, and I think her sister or her cousin Shanice Monshao is on the interchange bench. Shannon Muru and Kolasapani Hopawate as well. They pinched as well, the Bulldogs. Oh, there you go. That is a good forward pack. The back line is, besides Miss Andy Robinson, the back five, I should say, is a little bit, is unproven. So hard to say what kind of. I think they'll be smash mouth themselves, the Bulldogs, but we'll see how they go as time goes on. And the Newcastle Knights now, they're going to be a bit of a new look Newcastle Knights outfit in 2025. We start with Beau Vetti Welsh at fullback with Sheridan Gallagher and Lillian White as the back three. That is a very safe back three for the Newcastle Knights. The centres, Shanice Parker and Tanika Willison. The halves, Georgia Roach and Jessie Southwell. The forward pack, Taylor Predabon, Tiana Davison, and Jolie Morris is the hooker this season, or at least to start off with. Olivia Higgins has been suspended for this game and will be back in action in round number 2, I think. The back row is Eva McEwen, Yasmin Clydesdale, and Kayla Romanuik. Eva McEwen, watch this space. The battle between Tawaniai and Eva McEwen. worth the price of admission alone at a core stadium this Friday night. The interchange is Jules Kirkpatrick, Simone Kapane, Sienna Yao, and Grace Kutai. That rounds out the interchange with a very, very, very brand new coach and brand new systems to try and work out. I can't tip the Bulldogs here. I thought they'd be a little bit bigger than Parramatta. I mean, Parramatta were what? They were $3 plus. I thought that's what the Bulldogs would be coming into Friday night. But alas, they are $2.60. But I'm going to take the Newcastle Knights here, 1-12. Getting into Super Saturday now, and game number 1 of Super Saturday emanates from Totally Workwear Stadium, Brisbane Tigers home venue. It's the Brisbane Broncos hosting the West Tigers. We have got the Brisbane Broncos sitting at $1.11. The West Tigers, they are $6.70. Oh, gee whiz, that is massive. All right, the Brisbane Broncos under head coach Scott Prince are coming into the season arguably as the premiership favourites. Let's get into their team list now. So Tamika Upton... Oh, you Brisbane Bronco bitches, fair income. Tamika Upton returns to Brisbane Bronco land. Kerry Johnson and Hayley Maddock are the wingers. The centres, Hufanga and Julia Robinson, and the halves, Gail Broughton and Ali Brickenshaw. Ali Brickenshaw could be in for one hell of a season. The forward pack, Keely Joseph, Jada Ferguson and Brianna Clark. That's almost put up the white flag sort of stuff right there. The back row is Tara McGrath-West, who has come from St. George Illawarra Dragons, Romy Teitzel and Bree Spreadborough. I've been watching a lot of BMD Premiership over the past 2 seasons, and this Miss Spreadborough, who I believe was not captain, but she was a huge pillar to the Central Queensland Capras last season, and I think the year before, playing at centre. She now finds herself at lock. She could be a breakout star for the Broncos in 2025. The interchange is Destiny Brill, Lenarduzzi, Lafayette, and Shalem Sawaso. She represented Queensland in the under-19s game earlier this season, and by the hype, by the reports, by everything that I've seen, read, heard, she is someone to look out for, and unfortunately she is someone that I have not recognised yet, so I cannot wait to see what the hype is all about. But from the glimpses that I saw of her in person up at the Sunshine Coast in the under-19s, yeah, maybe, but got to see a little bit more of her as she makes her NRLW debut this weekend. And yeah, Miss Lafayette was huge last year as well, so that team... and it's not even full strength as well. We've got Shanesha Zolka, who is out of the team due to an injury. So there is only a little bit more improvement. There is a little bit more improvement in this team list for the Brisbane Broncos. Going into the West Tigers lineup now, ex-Cowboy and current Fetu Samoa fullback, Jataya Faifua. She is the fullback for the West Tigers. The wingers, Te Tamake and Caitlin Turnbull. The centres, Lily Rogan and Emily Bass in the centres for the West Tigers, coming down from the Gold Coast Titans. The halves pairing is Evie McGrath and Lasana Lutu. That is a halves combination that if it sticks, it is a halves combination of the future. It is a superstar combination, McGrath and Lutu. The forward pack, Togatuki, Berryman Duff and Pio. Berryman Duff coming from Parramatta last season. The back row is Apps, Montana Clifford and Jade Fonua. Kezi Apps still sticking around, is massive, and she extended to the end of, I think, 2028, possibly 2029. And Montana Clifford is a reliable Queenslander in the back row. The interchange is Chelsea Saville, Tara Ranke, Jessica Reeves and Amelia Hauka'u. So the forward pack for the Tigers is impressive. The back line is undiscovered. The Broncos at home with a 90% full strength team minus Shisolka. Yeah, I got to go the Brisbane Broncos 13 plus here, but still $6 plus a better Tigers side that proved themselves last year to be really, really plucky. Yeah, maybe a little bit too big on them, but anyway, I'm going to go the Brisbane Broncos 13 plus in this one. The second game on Super Saturday kicks off at 3:15 in the afternoon from GIO Stadium. The Canberra Raiders host the St. George Illawarra Dragons, and it is the Raiders who are coming into the game as favourites, $1.49. The Dragons, they are $2.63. Let's get straight into the team lists for both sides, and starting with the home team, Shael Robbins-Retty, who was the winger for the past couple of years, will be the fullback to start 2025. Maddie Bartlett and Isabella Waterman are the wingers. The centres, Leanne Tafunga and Mackenzie Wiki. Leanne Tafunga coming down from the West Tigers and was a standout for the Western Clydesdales in the BMD Premiership last season. The halves pairing is Georgia Thomas and Zahara Temera. I am not overly familiar with Georgia Thomas, but we'll see how it goes this year. The forward pack, Chloe Saunders, Shante Temera, and Sophie Hollyman. The back row is Mona Lisa Soliola, Holly Mae Dodd, and Semaima Taufa. The interchange, Emma Barnes, Grace Kemp, Jordan Preston, and Lily Boyle. Really strong lineup. Going into the Dragons now. These are probably, I know we got 2 new teams this year, but I think the Dragons I'm most unfamiliar with, I would say, coming into 2025. So they look like Tegan Berry, Margot Vella, and Alice Gregory. I definitely know Berry and Vella. I might have seen Alice Gregory before. Keely Brown and Bobby Law are the centres. The halves combination is Casey Ray and Racine McGregor. Casey Ray killed it in the under-19s origin, and she has been on everyone's lips for the better part of 2 seasons now, so she is about to explode, I reckon. She may not have, depending on your opinion, broken out last year. She might break out this season. The forward pack is Madison Mulhall, Zali Hopkins, and Pia Tapsell. And Zali Hopkins is a co-captain with Racine McGregor in 2025. So kudos to Miss Hopkins. Then we've got Shanae Lindell, Charlotte Basham, and Hannah Southwell locking the scrum in jersey 13. Nita Maynard Perrin, Ella Costa, Trinity Tawaniai, and Ahavia Ingram. That rounds out the interchange. A lot to be discovered about the Dragons. I think that this could be the game where the upset comes. Definitely possible that Para and other teams earlier on in round 1 pick up the upsets, but I think this team just might come in with the element of the unknown, the unpredictable, with the surprise. Leanne Tafunga and Wiki could end up being the most underrated centre pairing of 2025. I really like the look of that. But bugger it. It's round 1 footy. Like, we've seen the unpredictability in the NRL this year already. So not with a whole lot of confidence, but I'm going to say that the Dragons can go down to Canberra and get the upset victory. And this will be my upset of the round. I'm going to go the Dragons to defeat the Canberra Raiders 1-12. The third game on Super Saturday, the final game on Saturday, starts at 5:15 and emanates from QCB Stadium. North Queensland host the Gold Coast. North Queensland are the outsiders at $2.19 and the Titans are $1.68. And I think that has come in over the past 24 hours. I'm sure of it. I'm sure they had the Cowboys at about $2.30 just yesterday. Let's go into the first team list lineup for the North Queensland Cowboys this year, and we've got Jakaya Whitfield in at fullback. She's been listed as a fullback on the Cowboys website, and she has said that she did want to play fullback when she did sign on the dotted line, but so good was her form at centre last year that it was like, well, maybe we should keep you there. But she did play fullback for the Mackay Cutters once, maybe twice last season, maybe just the one time. But Jakaya Whitfield in at fullback. She could play friggin' lock. I think she'd still friggin' kill it. The wingers, Crystal Blackwell and Francesca Goldthorpe. There you go. I like that, though. I like that. The centres, Abigail Roach, who has come up from the Newcastle Knights system. She partners Jasmine Peters in the centres, and Rosie Kelly has beaten out Tallulah Tillett in the halves. She wears number 6. Kira Dibb, co-captain, is the halfback. Rosie Kelly coming up from the Parramatta Eels, and admittedly she is someone that I'm not familiar with her game. You know, there's only so much footy that one bloke can watch over a weekend sort of thing. So I'm really excited to see how Rosie Kelly goes, and I guess she will be my main watch for 2025 for sure. So she definitely came up with a hell of a lot of confidence and some good raps on her to play at that 5'8" slot. So yeah, and I did see her play in that trial against the Gold Coast Titans, and she did pretty well as well. So no, congratulations to Miss Rosie Kelly. For the forward pack, Lillian Yarrow and Mackenzie Wheel start. That is fantastic. That is a fantastic starting duo with Emma Manzelmann at hooker, and she was named just yesterday as the co-captain. It's not Talisha Harden anymore. It is Emma Manzelmann who's co-captaining the Cowboys with Kira Dibb. Speaking of Talisha Harden, she has been selected to play in the second row this Saturday alongside Hayley J. Ormond-Maunsell, who's come up from the Gold Coast Titans. It's a very big second row pairing, but a very safe and reliable one that will definitely get the job done this Saturday. And in at lock, of course, is Miss Bree Chester. The interchange is Alicia Ford, Lily Peacock, Nevada George, and S.A. Barnu, with Lily Dick named as 18th player for North Queensland Cowboys. That is a very, very strong bench, in my opinion. Going to the Gold Coast Titans now, who, man, they could be second or they could be second last in 2025. I don't know about them this year either. Got Jamie Chapman, Kayla Jackson, and Destiny Minnow-Sinapati, who are the back three. We've got Georgia Gray and Lol Lacio, in at the centres. I loved the work of Miss Georgia Gray last year. She really ripped and teared for a rookie. And the halves pairing is Talia Fuimayono and Lauren Brown. The forward pack for them are Natasha Penatane, Jessica Elliston, and Brittany Briley Nati, and the back row is Sienna Lafipo, Shaylee Bent, and Georgia Hale. That is a very impressive back row. Lafipo, Bent, and Hale. That's a very, very impressive back row. Interchange is Pauline Piliar-Rasabale, who's come up from the West Tigers, Dani Perese Arakua, and Jasmine Solia round out the interchange bench. So Cowboys got the upset 1-point victory against the Titans last year. So there's a little bit of confidence to take out of that. Titans, they are not full strength. They are missing Shannon Marto and Ivania Paleti in season 2025. So they'll never be the complete package. But still, there are some very impressive, deadly pieces to their team lineup. And the Cowboys are going to win 13 plus this Saturday. Go Cowboys. And finally, on Sunday, the final game of round number 1 is from Allianz Stadium, kicking off at 10 to 12, 11:50 in the morning. Sydney Roosters host the New Zealand Warriors. And the Roosters, they are $1.12. The Warriors, they are $6.50. Sydney Roosters, a bit different to the side that won the championship last season, but they're still going to be a threat. Let's go into their team list. And Bridie Parker, Taina Navidi, and Jamie Frizzard. That is the back three. The centres, the best centre pairing in the NRLW and possibly of all time at this rate is Isabel Kelly and Jessica Surgis. And the halves pairing, Colvin Baxter, who returns from an ACL injury, partners Jocelyn Kelleher in the halves. Taryn Aitken is missing from this game, however, due to a shoulder or AC joint complaint, and that's why I think Bridie Parker's at fullback, not Colvin Baxter. The forward pack, Otessa Poole, Keely Davis, and Rima Butler. The back row is Mia Wood, Jasmine Strange, and Dalian player of 2024, Olivia Kernick, locks the scrum. The interchange is Shorten Burton, Macy Carlisle, Aaliyah Nasio, and Tanisha Gray. I'll say this with much due respect, that interchange, other than Miss Burton, I don't think I'm very familiar with the rest of that interchange. The New Zealand Warriors, I don't know what to make of their chances this year. I don't see them cracking the top 6. If they do, it would be utterly remarkable, considering that I think maybe 4 to 6 of the starting 17 have actually played NRLW or even just played rugby league. So this Warriors outfit are really starting from ground zero. So at fullback, we've got Appy Nichols at fullback and Michaela Brake on the sting. She has been the poster. She has been the poster for the New Zealand Warriors NRLW team for the past 2 to 3 months. So she starts on the sting. Can't wait to see how she goes for sure. The other winger in this team is Peyton Takimawana, and the centres are Taisha Canasio, and Amanita Paki is the other centre as well, who you might remember represented Queensland a couple of years ago. The halves pairing is Patricia Malepo and Emily Curtin in at halfback, Curtin coming from the West Tigers. And then in the forward pack, we've got Horata Butler, Capri Paikau, and Lavinia Kitai in the front row. The back row is Shakira Baker, Kaya Atai, and Laishan Albert-Jones. I think there might be a period or a game where we'll see Laishan Albert-Jones play at halfback, but for her to be at lock with her ball skills, I think she is going to be a fantastic link-up player. I think she could be one of the best locks of 2025 for sure. I think she could be in for a very, very big year. And then the interchange is Lydia Tura Quedley and Ma'ari Pukatapo, and Ashley Matapo and Matakino Gray in jersey number 17 as well. With much due respect to the New Zealand Warriors, that team, it's a bit unfair to the New Zealand Warriors for them to take on the champions of 2024 with such little NRLW experience, but any Warriors side is going to leave a bruise on the opposition. I think the Roosters will, they're going to cup some bruises this weekend, but I think they're going to end up going away with this game 13+. Howdy guys, thank you very much for your continuous support. I hope you enjoyed that video. Stay tuned for the next one. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you. Take care. Adios.